Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Rick Reads Comics. It's been a while. I took a little break, but we're jumping back into Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man. This is Mighty Marvel Masterworks Volume 1. And if you have missed the other issues, you can go back and check in my playlist. I got them all lined up, along with some other comics you can check out. But today, we're in issue number 5, and it came out in October 1963. And it's called Marked for Destruction by Dr. Doom. So once again, we're going to have some probably other heroes. I don't know for sure yet, but Dr. Doom is a Fantastic Four villain. So this will fit good with, the new movie coming up soon. But The Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 5, it had to happen. Sooner or later, Spider-Man was bound to battle Dr. Doom. We have Dr. Doom right there. There's Spider-Man and some kind of crazy scheme. This is your finish, Spider-Man. If the Fantastic Four themselves cannot stop me, what chance have you? All right. So Spider-Man's battled all kinds of villains. These are the original comics from way back in the 60s when Spider-Man first came out, but this volume collects them. So we've already tackled the Sandman twice, I think. Dr. Octopus. And along with some minor villains that we don't really, know too much. The Tinker and the Vulture. And of course, his origin story where you kind of meet J. Jonah Jameson. There's the Fantastic Four and he fights the Chameleon. But, all right, let's go. Marked for Destruction by Dr. Doom. Spider-Man and the Archfoe of the Fantastic Four face to face for the first time. Featuring Peter Parker, alias Spider-Man, the awesome Dr. Doom, J. Jonah Jameson and his secretary, Betty Brant. Featuring Flash Thompson, Liz Allen, and their assorted classmates. The other Spider-Man, ? And the world's most fabulous super team, the Fantastic Four, of course. It's written by Stan Lee. This one's drawn by Steve Ditko, and the lettering is S. Rosen. I'm not too sure what his full name is. I should know it. Sam Rosen. There you go. Or Rosen. Have you ever noticed when you start reading a comic mag, the opening caption tells you that you're about to read the most exciting story ever written, with the most dangerous menace, and the most suspenseful plot? Well, we're going to try to be more honest. This may not be the greatest story ever written. You may have read about more exciting villains, and you may have thrilled to better plots. But you know something? We can't see how. All right. You are looking at one of the few candid action films ever taken of Spider-Man by a newsreel photographer. There he is swinging off. By now, the whole world knows of Spider-Man's existence, but the world doesn't know his true identity or his real motives, and that is what the program intends to investigate. Okay, another program by J. Jonah Jameson. Spider-Man, a force for good or evil. My name is J. Jonah Jameson, publisher of Now Magazine and the Daily Bugle. I'm sponsoring this program in the public interest to expose Spider-Man to the public as the menace he is. Any TV show about the colorful Spider-Man is bound to attract a large audience. Even teenagers in a local bowling alley interrupt their game to view the program. So this is all of Peter's friends being distracted by this now, and they're talking about it. Boy, imagine Jameson sponsoring his own program just to attack Spider-Man. I say that Spider-Man belongs behind bars. Jameson's not so dumb. He's just getting good publicity for his mag by making all this fuss. Yeah, personally, I think that Spider-Man's the coolest. I mustn't say anything to make them suspect me. I'll talk against Spider-Man. So this is Peter thinking. Now here he is. You can't tell. Jameson may be right. Nobody really knows Spider-Man. It's a cinch you don't. It's a cinch you don't, Pennywise. You'd probably faint if you ever caught sight of him. I would too, from sheer excitement. I'll bet he's real handsome under that silly mask of his. Sigh. Go on, Parker, get lost. You're in the wrong place anyhow. This is a bowling alley, not a knitting parlor. That's it, Flash. Keep it up. One of these days you'll go too far. You'll never know what hit you. There's even a limit to Spider-Man's patience. So, if you didn't know, Peter Parker, secretly Spider-Man. And that's Flash Thompson. He always gives them a rough time. But in another part of town, another listener hears Jameson's program, a strange and sinister listener. My papers are offering $1,000 reward to anyone who can disclose Spider-Man's true identity. Spider-Man, he may be just the one I've been seeking. So, here we go, the hand of Dr. Doom, no doubt. Each time I attacked the Fantastic Four in the past, they have fought me to a standstill. Alone, I do not seem able to defeat them. But with one such as Spider-Man at my side, even that accursed quartet would not be able to save themselves from my wrath. Ordinary men tremble at the mention of my name. The entire civilized world fears the menace of Dr. Doom, and yet, in one respect, I have been foiled time and time again. No matter how perfectly I lay my plans, the Fantastic Four have always managed to frustrate me. I still remember our last parting. Okay, and looks like we're getting a flashback, maybe. Or no, maybe not. Yeah, here it is. Come back. You can't cheat me out of my revenge this way. Ben, get out of the way. I can still reach out and grab him. Ben, no, it's too late now. So there goes Dr. Doom flying out of a plane, I guess. Swiftly, silently, an awesome form of the greatest menace of our age plummets earthward, down, 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 until it is lost from sight in the billowing clouds below. So that must be, in one of the last Fantastic Four issues, which I do plan to go through. So I'll do one of the Mighty Marvel Masterworks for them also. Once under cover of the clouds, the jet-powered flying belt I wore enabled me to glide to safety, to repair to a new lair where I could lick my wounds like a vanquished beast. But now, that is all behind me. Now it is time to strike again. With the aid of that imprisoned spider, I will transmit a message to Spider-Man using his own wavelength. Okay, so this is the 60s. A lot of this science, is just, they're making it up as they go. That one's a little too far out there. And there was something last issue that was like that also. I can't remember what it was, but in some strange way, he has the sensory powers of a spider. And so it was a simple matter for one of my genius to create this spider wave transmitter. Calling Spider-Man. I must contact you at once. Meanwhile, at home, Peter Parker practices his agility with his web in the privacy of his room. If the gang at the bowling alley could see me now. Calling Spider-Man. I can sense a message. Someone is trying to reach me. Who can it be? How could anyone have figured out a way to reach me through my spider sense? Well, there's only one way to find out. It's a simple matter for me to follow the sensory impulses to their source. Boy, it's great to be getting back into action again. So there he goes, off to meet Dr. Doom. Also, I feel like my Dr. Doom voice that's, coming out kind of sounds like the Kingpin when people try to imitate the Kingpin from the Daredevil series. So I may, I'm struggling. I'm going to change it a little bit. But perhaps Spider-Man would not be quite so enthusiastic if he knew who was waiting for him at his ultimate destination. It should be child's play for me to persuade Spider-Man to join me against the Fantastic Four. Well, I guess this is the place. Holy smoke, I know that guy anywhere. It's Dr. Doom. So it was you who tried to contact me, Doom. It would have had to be someone with your talent, but why? Ah, Spider-Man. Is it necessary for you to make your entrance quite so dramatic, my impetuous friend? Mister, from what I've read about you, you haven't got any friends, impetuous or otherwise. Friendship is for weaklings. What I offer you is power. Together, we could rule the world. You're an outcast, the same as I. You dare not reveal your true identity, and yet right under your nose, the Fantastic Four basks in the limelight, while you are shunned and hunted. I'll appeal to his sense of envy, or of pride. Then once he has served his purpose, I'll destroy him without a second thought. So that's his plan. That's behind his thinking. Me team up with you, huh? Man, wouldn't that be a gasser? Jonah Jameson would really have something to howl about then. Ah, so you will do it. Speak, give me your word. Not so fast, Tinhead. Sure, it's an amusing thought to kick around, but just between us, I need you like I need another nose. The answer is no, Buster. I warn you, if you are not with me, then we are deadly foes. Doc, you're scaring me plumb out of my wits. Here, chew on this hunk of web for a while. There he goes, webs him up. That'll keep you under wraps while I figure out what to do with you. Say, how come you're so quiet? So still, cat got your tongue? You brazen fool. Haven't you guessed yet? It wasn't you at all, just a robot. A dummy made up to resemble the real Doctor Doom. Naturally, you are not fighting one of your usual insipid antagonists now, Spider-Man. Doctor Doom cannot be trapped so easily. But Spider-Man can. You didn't expect a trap door to open beneath your feet, did you? Say, I'll bet you'd be a wow at Coney Island Funhouse. You don't think a feller with the reflexes of a spider is going to tumble down a corny trap door, do you? Perhaps not. But for your sake, I hope you don't think you've escaped me already. The accident which years ago made a shambles of my face didn't affect my strength at all, as you can see, and he throws them. Oof. And I am not entirely without little weapons of my own, such as this most effective miniature finger gun. Nice try, Rattletrap, but I saw that coming seconds ago. I'll say so long for now, Doc. I don't make a habit of being a human target for big bad villains. If I twist and turn just the right way, I'll miss the ledge below and land safely in the water. Looks like my hours of agility practice are really paying off. He escaped me. Well, I'll let him go for now, but he shall still serve my purpose, only in a way he cannot possibly suspect. Okay, so he got away from him. The first thing I shall do is learn Spider-Man's true identity. That will make it easier for me to capture him. And then, once I have him helpless, I'll use him to bait my deadly trap for the Fantastic Four. Meanwhile, hundreds of feet below, I hope that refugee from a nightmare factory doesn't think he's seen the last of me, because now I'm going to tackle him in earnest. But by the time the colorful crusader reaches the roof, holy Hannah, what was that? Doom was one step ahead of me. He blew up the deserted building before I could get back at him. He's probably miles away by now, planning his next move. Well, time enough for him later. I'll snap a few pics of the burning building. Old Skinflint Jameson may be willing to pay Pete Parker for them, if they're exclusive. Look, there's Spider-Man. It must have been him who blew up the building. Oh, great. Always. Just my luck. That crowd sees me. Now I'll probably be blamed for the fire, too. The next day, at the offices of J. Jonah Jameson, all right, Parker, I'll buy those pictures of the fire from you, but what I really want are pics of Spider-Man. I'd love to be able to pin this fire on him. Here's my chance to needle the old windbag a little. I don't know, Mr. Jameson. People are beginning to say you attack him too much. They're beginning to wonder what your real motives are. I think Parker is right, sir. I've heard some of our readers mention that they think you're jealous of Spider-Man for some reason. That's Betty Brant. Well, well, I never knew I had an ally in J.J.'s secretary, and I never realized how pretty Betty Brant was, either, till now. That's enough. I'm still the publisher here, and I'll decide our editorial policy. I have only one real motive, to make money. The more I text Spider-Man, the more people read my papers. It's to our advantage to keep pounding away at the corny costume clown. Everybody is interested in him. Whether they agree with me or not doesn't matter. Spider-Man sells papers, understand? I sure do, you big blustering phony. A short time later, in another part of town, boy, what a terrific gag this'll be. Poor Peter, he'll never get over it. Where is Peter Parker? I want him. Bring him to me. So, this is Flash. Well, how did I look? Will puny Parker fall for it? Like a ton of bricks, Flash. You're a genius. The gals did a great job on the costume. This'll teach our bookworm buddy to knock Spider-Man. In the cartoons, there's an episode where where Flash dressed up as Spider-Man. The old cartoons, like the 90s Spider-Man cartoon. And that's pretty cool that, maybe they were pulling it from this, or maybe it's happened a lot of times. But I like the idea it's connected. And so our web of fate draws tighter. Now back to the devious Dr. Doom. There, I've devised an instrument which will react to a spider's impulses the way a Geiger counter reacts to uranium. All I need to do is scour the city until the dial registers positive, and I will have found Spider-Man's real identity. When one is a master of science, as I am, there's nothing which cannot be accomplished. Sooner or later, I shall eliminate all those who dare oppose me. Not long afterwards, there's Parker now. We've got to tell Flash. Betcha he'll jump clean out of his skin when he sees Spider-Man. This'll be the greatest gag of the century. Ah, my device is beginning to register. I'm nearing my prey. So there's Dr. Doom off in the distance. Here's these guys about to play the trick on Peter. And there's Peter walking by. Flash, hurry! Parker's walking by along Front Street. Okay, everything's set. You guys hide somewhere and watch the free show. Parker will be the laughingstock of the school when I'm through with him. If he's too yellow to fight, this is one way to show him what we think of him. According to my dial, the real Spider-Man is almost directly below me now. Oh no. They're setting this up for something. Okay. There he is. Strange. He's wearing his costume in broad daylight. Well, no matter. Within seconds, he'll be my helpless prisoner. So, this looks like it's Flash, of course. He's going to take Flash by accident. It's time to show myself to Parker now, and hey, what? What's this? What's going on? He's seen me, but it's too late for him to stop me. I've planned this coup too carefully. And as Peter Parker, the real Spider-Man, walks calmly by, wrapped in his own deep thoughts, one burst of this fast-acting sleeping gas will do the trick silently. So there you go, as Flash gets shot with the sleeping gas. And so Dr. Doom makes his first careless mistake, not suspecting that his Geiger-like device had reacted to Peter Parker's presence rather than the imitation Spider-Man's. Done. Now all that remains is to carry him back to the ship. It was even simpler than I expected. Strange that he should have been so easy to trap. Perhaps Spider-Man possesses less superpowers than people think. There he goes, carrying him off to the helicopter. Meanwhile, I don't get it. What's Flash waiting for? Parker will be gone in another few seconds. Maybe something went wrong. Maybe Flash's costume tore or something. Gee, what a disappointment. Minutes later, after Peter has reached home. Hi, Aunt May. What are you watching? The Ed Sullivan Show, dear. I just saw the cleverest juggling act. And now he's going to have a chorus from some Midwestern college. Say, what's wrong with the set? I don't know. Oh dear. We just had it fixed last week. I hope it isn't the picture tube. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand by. There is nothing wrong with your set's reception. Some strange force seems to be affecting all TV transmission at this time. Stand by. Stand by. Boy, this is a new one. We regret that we are unable to continue our transmission. Our electrical power is being drained. Stand by. This is Dr. Doom. I have resorted to this drastic means to communicate with the Fantastic Four. I have a message of grave importance for them. As you can see, I hold Spider-Man, a helpless captive. Unless the Fantastic Four promises to disband and surrender to me, one at a time, Spider-Man will forfeit his life. I will wait exactly 1 hour for a reply. Oh, that awful creature. Thank heavens his prisoner is only Spider-Man, who is probably as much a menace as Dr. Doom. I don't get it. Who was that Joker in the Spider-Man costume? What's it all about? Is it some kind of trick? And the phone rings. Peter, this is Liz. Something terrible has happened. Flash Thompson is missing. He had dressed in a Spider-Man costume last night to play a joke on somebody. Aha, I can guess who that somebody was. So that's who Dr. Doom is holding prisoner. My loudmouth bullying classmate. Sorry, Liz. Nothing I can do about it. Flash doesn't exactly head my list of favorite people, remember? What a break for me. The FF will never agree to Doom's terms, so all I have to do is keep out of it. And Flash Thompson will never bother Peter Parker again. Things are finally going my way. Okay, so that's Peter's bad side talking, of course. Oh, what am I thinking? Who am I kidding? I could no more sit back and let any harm come to Thompson than I could swim to the moon. The real Spider-Man will have to go into action again. Okay, there we go. That's more like it. See you later, Aunt May. I have to, go out on an errand. Oh, Peter, no, you mustn't. Not tonight. Absolutely forbid it. You're still just a boy, and with all these terrible people roaming the city, Dr. Doom, Spider-Man, and heaven knows who else, I want you home where it's safe. Okay, Aunt May. You know the doctor said you mustn't worry. Some superhero I am. I've got to find some way to get my aunt to let me out of the house. Or you could just sneak out, Pete. I'll just go down here and make sure the cellar windows are locked, Aunt May. Hate to do this, but it's the only way. If I remove the master fuse, there, the house is plunged in darkness. Of course, by using my spider sense, it's easy for me to find my way around without light. Oh, Peter, the lights went out. It mustn't have blown a fuse. And there aren't any more in the house. She shows up with the light. I know. Now I'll have to go out to get some new ones. But please be careful, dear, and hurry right back. Okay, clever. Seconds later, I certainly hate to deceive Aunt May, bless her, but there was no other way. A teenager's life is at stake, so I had no choice. I better give my equipment a fast safety check. Let's see. Plenty of web fluid. Spider-Man light beam, okay. Mask on securely. That's it. Now for Dr. Doom. And at that very moment, at the famous skyscraper headquarters of the Fantastic Four, we don't have much more time, Reed. What are we going to do? Well, Sue, we certainly can't let any harm come to Spider-Man if we can help it. Blasted amateurs, always gumming up the works. Since when did you get a superhero union card thing, old pal? Let's face it, you've struggled through one of the longest introductions you've ever read. But we think you'll find it well worth it because now the fireworks begin, in earnest. In order to break in on all the network TV shows the way he did, Doom needed a tremendous amount of electrical power. So I've got to search for his hideout in areas where some enormous dynamos may be located. Once I'm near him, my spider instinct will do the rest. The telephone company installation is below me, but I don't sense any hostile presence down there. So there you go, swinging over it. It's a giant telephone on top. Here's the broadcasting company building, but still no trace of Laughing Boy. Heck, I've covered half the city by now without finding him. I've got to locate Doom before that hour is up. I ought to have my head examined for knocking myself out to rescue a guy who's my worst enemy, but whoop, hold it. I'm beginning to sense something. All right, maybe he's found him. Good old spider sense. It hasn't failed me yet. I can feel the hostile emanations clear up from that abandoned factory below, and within the silent, gloomy factory. Let me out of here, please. I'm not Spider-Man. You're making a big mistake, honest. You've got to believe me. You've got to. Silence, you cringing, sniveling coward. The famous Spider-Man. Bah, you're nothing but a frightened weakling. But you will still enable me to gain my objective. The Fantastic Four, spurred on by their stupid gallantry, will not fail to attempt your rescue. And when they come, I shall defeat them completely, irrevocably. Doom probably expects the FF to try to save his prisoner, so he must have a zillion traps prepared. But maybe I can throw him a curve by slithering down through this air vent, as only Spider-Man can do it. It's a tight squeeze, but I think I can make it. Whew, this would be some spot for a guy to get claustrophobia. And now, settle back and prepare to witness the gall-dangest, ding-bustedest, rip-snortingest super characters fight you've ever seen. Okay, that was some good writing. Spider-Man, but you're my prisoner. Inside. How? Correction, Doc. I'm the real Spider-Man. You just captured yourself a phony brand X in there. If that's so, then you were a fool to place yourself in jeopardy again. This time, I shall not allow you to escape. Funny, I was thinking the same thing about you. So he shoots his gun at him. Nothing like a quickly built web column to act as a life-saving shield. So he shoots a web up to block it. And now, while I'm all comfy, cozy back here, I'll just spin myself a little weapon of my own. So he makes something there. Okay, I don't know what that is. Here we are. Hope I didn't keep you waiting too long, Rustpot, but it takes a few seconds to make a web ball filled with web fluid. You've got to admit one thing, though. It's a great way to teach someone that it isn't polite to point. Okay, so he slings it and he gums it all up. Very clever, Spider-Man. You have temporarily put my finger blaster out of action. And that's not all I'm going to put out of action. Here's a little stunt inspired by the Human Torch, but I use web balls instead of fireballs. So I threw a whole bunch of them at him, and he goes running. I found your juvenile antics mildly amusing until now, but I begin to grow bored, and so... Uh-oh, I sense danger above me. He's trying to lead me into a trap. Better build another shield for myself fast. There he goes, puts it on there quick. Just in time, that following liquid is turning into ice on contact. It might have frozen me solid. Well, a miss is as good as a mile. Ready to talk turkey yet, Doom? On the contrary, Spider-Man, I want to thank you for acting as a guinea pig for me. I've been waiting to test out this little device for days now. Iron globes, revolving at great speed around a magnetic core? You sure have some interesting hobbies, Doc. More interesting than you suspect, Braggart. You'll find your web cannot stop the irresistible motion of my little playthings. They are far too powerful. They're whirling faster and faster. Can't dodge them much longer. Only one chance. I'll dive under them and shoot my web to the base of the spinning machine. There he goes. He dives and he shoots. It worked. It jammed up the mechanism. The balls are dropping, their power source no longer propelling them. For the love of Pete, Doom doesn't give a guy a chance to catch his breath. Now he's got liquid heat shooting up from the floorboards. I sure feel sorry for anybody who had to fight that walking rattletrap. If they didn't have the powers of a Spider-Man. So, you swung over my heat rays out of harm's way, did you? Good. That's just where I want you. You outsmarted yourself that time. I tricked you into landing where you did. And now? The steel section of flooring I landed on, you've got it electrified. He's increasing the current. Can't take much more of it. It would have knocked out a normal human by now. Lucky I loaded up with plenty of web fluid before coming here. So there he goes. He gets it going. Fighting desperately to maintain consciousness, Spider-Man shoots out his awesome web, which carries with it the same electric current, which is weakening the desperate crime fighter. So he shoots it, and it's going to be electrified also. And as the web strikes the startled Dr. Doom, the same charge of electricity runs through his body, magnified many times by his metal garb. Ugh! I'm caught in my own trap. Got to switch the current off. And then, after the electrical charge has been nullified, now we'll play it my way, Doom, without any of your kooky gadgets. Not yet, Spider-Man. I am still in control here. Just in case you didn't believe me, here's something to convince you. Huh? Behind me. Who? What? It's going to be another one of his robots. The Doombots. The robot! What a fool I was. I forgot about it. Naturally, no one can match the thinking ability of Dr. Doom. And now, even though you are breaking free, it is too late. Even you will find no defense against this machine. Before I worry about any new machines or yours, here's your playmate back, with my regards. So he throws the bot at him. Still, you rely on brute strength, Spider-Man. That will be your undoing. We'll see about that. My spider strength will enable me to smash your new gizmo by tossing your own satellite machine at it. Not quite. Not if I can flip this lever first. So he flips it. That's a crazy looking machine. Holy smoke. His machine is some sort of disintegrator. It vaporized the metal on the spot. I haven't a chance against it. Well, I can't stand still and let it finish me. Maybe I can dive past the bolts and reach the control panel. So he jumps through. And then, as the deadly bolts from the awesome machine flicker around them, the two mighty foes battle for their lives. He's even stronger than I suspected. Didn't you think I expected you to try that? That bolt, it struck you, but what? Did you think I'd expose myself to my own weapon without taking precautions? I'm insulated against these bolts. They cannot harm me. But you, alas, are not so insulated, as you are now about to learn. And he grabs him and he's about to push him into it oncoming. It's unbelievable. He's like a human machine. He seems to be tireless. Another inch and I'm done for. Spider strength. If I ever needed you, I need you now. Exerting every last bit of power contained in a superhuman body, Amazing Spider-Man, executing one last maneuver, manages to twist suddenly so that both figures sprawl against the control panel, halting the deadly disintegrating bolts. I did it! But on the verge of exhaustion, due to his Herculean effort, Spider-Man cannot prevent his older, more experienced adversary from regaining his balance first and striking the initial blow. This will be your finish, you clumsy fool. Oof! Oh, it hits him square in the jaw. If I had a dime for every time some cornball predicted my finish, Hey, now what? So he's got stars. Have patience. These little flakes will soon end this battle. For good. He's got me on the defensive again. Something in those glowing flakes that affected my eyes. I can't see. Have to rely on my spider's sense alone. How did he manage to duck out of the way in time? Oh, I should have guessed. It's that accursed inhuman spider sense of his. My eyes are beginning to clear. If I can just keep out of range a few seconds longer. You're only prolonging the agony, Spider-Man. You haven't a chance against me. Hey, it's those iron balls from the satellite machine. I didn't notice them underfoot. Can't keep my balance, so he tripped over them. And thus shall I defeat all my mortal enemies, including the Fantastic Four. But at that fateful second, Something outside a nearby window catches the eye of Dr. Doom, and it can't be. Not now. I'm not ready for them yet. It's the Fantastic Car with the Fantastic Four inside. They have found me. I can't fight them and Spider-Man, not at the same time. Blast the luck. Another few seconds, and I'd have finished off Spider-Man forever. Well, at least I've prepared a getaway exit for myself. As for Spider-Man, he can wait. There's always another day. I can see again, but Doom is cutting out? Why? So that's it. It's the FF, just like the cavalry in a TV Western. Well, their eyes will sure pop when they realize I found Doom first. Wait a minute, I just remembered. Aunt May. I left her alone at home. She's probably beside herself with worry about me by now. According to our sensor probe dial, this is the place. Skip the scientific double talk, Skinny. Let's go get him. Poor Aunt May. I can't waste a second. Got to rush back home. And he forgot all about Flash. So, of course, the FF's going to find him. Meanwhile, in Dr. Doom's now abandoned hideout, Flash Thompson finds himself free since the electronic circuits have been destroyed. Dr. Doom? He's gone. I don't know what happened, but I'm still in one piece. What a lunkhead I was to dress as Spider-Man. If I ever get out of here alive, I'll never ask for trouble again. Look, it's Spider-Man. Grab him. Huh? Wait, don't. Oh, we're already at the end. Make sure I didn't skip. Yeah. So the FF got him. Hold it, thing. I've seen Spider-Man up close. That guy isn't even a reasonable facsimile. You mean we went to all this trouble for a nobody? Then how about me leaning on him just a little? Put him down, Ben. The poor boy looks terrified. Lots of pieces of webbing around. I suspect the real Spider-Man was here. And on the other side of town, Aunt May, she doesn't answer. Gosh, if anything's happened to her. Here I am, Peter. I got nervous in the house alone, so I went next door to stay with our neighbors. Did you get the fuses, dear? Oh, I forgot. Well, I'll tell her I was too scared to walk the dark streets alone. The next day, at the office of J. Jonah Jameson, some great news, photog you are, Parker. Last night, a teenager named Flash Thompson escaped from Dr. Doom. The Fantastic Four found Doom's hideout, but they must have scared him away. And not one measly photo from you. Sorry, Mr. Jameson. I was home last night. I've got to get sleep sometime. Don't feel too badly, Peter. I may only be J. Jonah's secretary, but I think you're wonderful. The next day, gosh, I never realized that Betty felt that way about me. As a matter of fact, I never realized how I felt about her either. Say, look at that crowd of kids. Well, at least this is one time I won't have to listen to Flash ribbing me. He must be the most embarrassed kid in school by now. Wow, tell us more, Flash. Naturally, I wasn't scared of that crumb Dr. Doom. He couldn't keep me a prisoner for long. When he saw I escaped, he was so worried that he ran out before I could get my mitts on him. Gosh, Flash, this will really make you the B-Mock around here now. B-Mock. Big man on campus. BMOC or the B-Mock? I don't know. That's just how it came out. Why so gloomy looking, Peter? Although I suppose I shouldn't blame you for being jealous of a real He-Man like Flash. I might as well face it. I've got nothing but luck, and it's all bad. Thanks to your overwhelming response to Peter Parker's offbeat adventures, Spider-Man is now published monthly. Don't be a Johnny-come-lately. Reserve your copy of the sensational issue number 6 at your news dealer now. You won't want to miss the near supervillains, super adventures, and super surprises in store for you. So, cool. Thanks for joining me. We saw Peter and Spider-Man take on Dr. Doom. I believe this is, the first appearance of Dr. Doom in the Amazing Spider-Man comics, because we've read the earlier ones. But it really, I guess it really makes me want to go back and read the Fantastic Four also. So maybe in the near future we'll do that, but for right now, we still got a lot of issues left of The Amazing Spider-Man. I think it goes to 10. So there's a preview for the next one. It's the Lizard. And I believe, this should have 10 issues. I think the last one's number 10. But, all right, guys. Thanks for joining me. I'll catch you again next time. We'll probably have a gaming video come out, and then I'll jump back to Crisis on Infinite Earths. But thanks for joining me. I'll see you again next time.